afternoon, everyone. Beautiful day. I am Commissioner Pat Kemp, and I'm the board chair of HART, and I'm very, very excited this afternoon to announce that we have celebrated now the highest ridership month in the TECO Line Streetcar's history of almost 20 years of operation. And that would be nearly 108,000 trips, to be exact, 107,956 trips in 1 month. Yeah. And I want to thank our great partners with the City of Tampa, the Tampa Historic Streetcar, for their continued partnership on the streetcar. It's a wonderful thing here in Tampa. Public transportation, as we all know, is the great link between people with neighborhoods, their friends, their jobs, their medical care. It's their families. It's everything. It uplifts people's lives and connects them to others. It's so important and vital. And we have to build the strongest system we possibly can here in Tampa and Hillsborough County. It makes for, this system in particular, makes for affordable, livable, walkable communities. It connects them up and brings people together and makes it so people can go to their jobs, walk to their jobs, take a short trip, and is in a very dense and growing, quickly growing area. Downtown and surrounding areas along the streetcar are expanding, as we have heard, 30, 40 people a day we've heard. You know, that's a busload, by the way. A busload of people come here every single day. Beginning with the more frequent service, the morning service, which, you know, I've been here for all my time that I have seen the streetcar. I think it's rarely that it has served people in the mornings, but importantly, and if you can't go to work in the morning using the streetcar, you can't very well be taken at home or to anywhere else if you don't have that availability. But I think what is extremely important is the frequency of service, and we have service every 15 minutes, which I would like to see our whole system doing that, but we have frequent service every 15 minutes. That is pretty much unparalleled by all but maybe one or two routes, bus routes that we have. So that is extremely important, and that makes it reliable. That makes people able to walk out the street, not know the schedule, and take it. And guess what? It starts at 7 a.m. in the mornings. It goes till 11 at night, and on the weekends till 2 a.m. That is all extremely important in building the ridership and making it reliable, dependable, and in transforming our city and changing the way that people are getting around and moving. The streetcar is on track for 1 million trips this year. It's a prime example of how our transit investments can benefit this community, both directly in cost savings, inconvenience, but also it builds for a sustainable community, fosters great development, and changes and transforms our city and county when we have projects that are successful and wonderful, like the streetcar. And all our transit systems and all our routes and everything that we're doing to bring good transit possibilities to Tampa and Hillsborough County. I'd like to bring up now, we're very proud. I used to say HART's new CEO, but she's not. She's more than a year in. And this is Ms. Adelee LeGrand, and she's going to talk about our funding partnership with FDOT and with all the partners.
Thank you, Commissioner Kemp, and good afternoon, everyone. As has been stated, this is a very exciting time to be the CEO of HART, not only because of the great accomplishments with the streetcar, but just in general. We have a great agency, and we're focused on moving the community forward. But in order to do that, we have to have the best and brightest team, and today I'm very excited to say our streetcar operations team has done a great job of ensuring that we are delivering the best streetcar service possible. Our ridership went up, but our customer experience also improved along that time period. Last month we saw, as we stated, record ridership, but we also had great customer satisfaction. Our team was out there working to make sure the system was safe, clean, and dependable. So again, I'd like to just take this moment to thank the team for all the work that they have done and continue to do. So please help me do that. In addition to supporting the support that we get internally from the HART team, we also have the support of our partners, as Commissioner Kemp mentioned. In order for us to maintain the frequency of 15 minutes, that's because we have partners who are helping us financially to be able to cover our operating costs. So if more people come and help us and put skin in the game, we can continue to make these improvements that the community would like to see. So now I'd like to take a moment to also thank those partners. That includes the City of Tampa, the Historic Streetcar, President English, the Historic Streetcar Society, as well as the CRAs downtown, the Downtown Improvement District, so many partners, and FDOT as well, and the TPO. And we work together and constantly, continuously find ways that we can continue to advance the service. And I'm happy today to say that this work is not in vain. We have received commitments from FDOT to help us fund an extension of the streetcar project, as well as to, again, ensure that we can maintain the frequencies that we currently have. So at this time, I'd like to turn over the conversation to Mayor Castor to talk about the future and how this partnership is going to allow us to do even more great things. Mayor Castor?
Thank you, Adelee. This is a wonderful day down here in downtown Tampa in our urban core. As was mentioned by Commissioner Kemp, our city and our county is growing day by day. Businesses want to be here in the Tampa Bay area, and families and individuals are moving to our area each and every day. So it is an exciting time to be in Tampa Bay, and it's an exciting time to be down here in Tampa. We have a dynamic downtown, Water Street. Every time I drive through, there's a new building opening. Channelside has grown leaps and bounds, and now the vision for Ybor City is coming to fruition. And so we are looking at 20 years with the streetcar, and the streetcar started out as just a solution for tourists, just for something that the tourists could take from downtown the downtown Tampa to historic Ybor. Now it is a viable mode of transit. And that is a very, very big deal. As was mentioned, almost 180,000 trips just in March. And just to put that in perspective, we outpaced 61 miles of Sunrail in Orlando. So people are using this day to day as a mode of transit. They can park in Ybor for less money and take the streetcar down to work. As you just saw, the individuals that exited from the streetcar, people who work down at the Adelee Arena are taking this because it's much quicker, every 15 minutes, and it can be used as a mode of transit. As our housing prices rise, and we all know how that is going, we were named the #1 city in the nation for real estate, which is really great if you're a realtor or you're selling your house. If you're in the market for a home, it's difficult to find one. And we always say you should only pay 30% of your income on houses. Well, in Tampa, we're looking at 50% on homes and transit combined. So if we can take that 20% off transportation and put that towards houses, people can afford to live in the neighborhoods they want to live in. So we have to come up with these transit solutions that include the ferry, that include our expanded and reliable bus service, and include our expanded streetcar that's going to go all the way down to the Tampa Heights area, where it will meet HART bus lines that will go east and west and north. So it'll all connect together as a viable source of transit for our residents. So I appreciate Adelee LeGrand and HART for all that they're doing in partnering with us. Also, the Historic Streetcar Society, they have been on board the entire time, literally and figuratively. Hillsborough County, thank you also for all working collaboratively to come up with these solutions, because our citizens don't know the boundaries between the county and the city. They just know that they live in Hillsborough County and in Tampa Bay, and they want reliable transit solutions. So I thank you all for working together on making these solutions a reality. And now I am honored to bring Commissioner Gwen Myers up for a few comments.
Thank you, Mayor. Wow, what can you say about our streetcar? Over 107,000 riders. Let's give another shout out. I mean, that is tremendous. What an accomplishment. It shows investment in our transportation network that it can pay off big time at that. Serving on the HART Board, I know firsthand how underfunded the transportation system is. It's really our network, and finding funds on HART to make a difference. Funding is our greatest need and remain our biggest unknown. Let me say that again so we all get that message. Funding is our greatest need, but how we're going to get the funding is our biggest need, the biggest word that we have to worry about. As we have so many people moving here every day to Hillsborough County, they're looking for options. Our streetcar is an option. People coming from other cities, they're used to that mobility. And we have to make sure here in Hillsborough County, we're offering the same thing. Am I right, Vic? We got to offer the same thing here when people come here. That's the unique about Hillsborough County, is that our transit system, this is why the board voted for 45% to make sure we can take care of HART come November the 8th. That is an important date to remember. I'll talk a little bit more about that. And this is why I'm leading the way to champion the 1% transportation tax come November. It is the greatest need in Hillsborough County that we funded, so then we can extend our streetcars. We have better sidewalks, better road improvements, jobs, healthcare, education, and then, you know, we always want some leisure activity once we leave work. So just think about how that 1% sales tax will make a difference. And lastly, it is always good to make an investment in our own community. And that's what that 1% sales tax would do. It would make a huge investment in our own community. Mobility would be the thing of the past. We will have more ways to get around, less congested on the streets. You know, you might even leave downtown and can get home if you're living in Riverview in 15 minutes. So we're counting on getting this transportation tax passed in November. And again, thank you so much.
Now, we'll open it up for questions, but before we do, I just want to say very proudly that our streetcar is number 2 in the nation for ridership. Number 2, only behind Kansas City. And we know what we did to Kansas City when they came for the Super Bowl, so we're going to do the same thing in our streetcar ridership. Now, we'll open it up for questions if anybody has it.
Mayor, does the success of this streetcar fit into your pitch to bring the Tampa Bay Rays across the bay here to Ybor?
Yes, coincidentally, the streetcar will go right by the proposed area for our new baseball park.
Do you think this might help, though? I mean, the traction, the
Sure,
fact
that will help as well, because people will be able to use the streetcar as a mode of transit to get to the baseball games, just as they use it to get to the Lightning games and to get to the convention center now.
You talk about all the growth, so many people coming to live here. We just got a new report today about how Tampa's inflation is still ahead of this national average. Just what do you say to some folks who are seeing this growth, but they're also feeling it, you know, the pocketbooks of the stores? I mean, there is some downsides. All these people wanting to come live here in our beautiful city, right?
That is a concern. You know, that inflation is going up, the price of our real estate is going up, and that underscores the need for reliable transit options. So we can take that percentage off of an individual's budget plate, and they'll be able to spend that on housing or whatever other needs they may have.
How long is it free? I know it's supposed to be, when is the grant end for its free service, and will it be extended?
That's a great question. We're actually in the process of getting another grant for an extended period of time for up to 3 years. So we're working on that. And again, it's a testament to the partnerships that we have with FDOT and the TPO to help us to find additional funding to make the service free for our customers and community.
And I know that there's been continued momentum, but particularly in March, are there any events? I know Tampa Pride was happening in Ybor City. What events kind of spurred this record number?
So there were a lot of events, right? So you had the SCC. There were so many events. I don't have a list, but there were so many events. Every weekend in this month, we had some sort of major event. And then also, we had some days with weather that didn't really support people staying outside. So they took the streetcar, went to the aquarium. The aquarium numbers are the highest that they've had in several years also. So you can see the connection between the streetcar and also allowing people to get to some of the venues that exist here in the city. Yes, the ridership, before we started going free, our ridership, of course, was lower. It's improved by 80%, as the mayor stated, and we're looking again to continue on this path so we can extend the streetcar and really bring more benefits to the overall community.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go get it.
Thank you very much. Can we hire?
All I saw was the post office doesn't say what show it's on.